Hi folks, thanks for looking after the garden. I'm just going to give you a quick run round. I'll do it as quick as I can. I don't want to make the video too big, and just show you some of the food plants that are around at the moment, and also some of the jobs. So first off, just check up the front here in case you can see any fruit to harvest. So most of this stuff, if it's red, it's pretty much ready to eat. So these are ready to go. There's others up here as well that are coming out. Some green fruit. Saw a red one the other day up here. The only exception, there's some grummer charmers in here which are a black colour, and also of course you've got the finger limes which go brown when they're ready to harvest. Pepinos down here, whoops, I'm not sure whether you'll actually get any of those, but anyway, they're there. All the culinary herbs, so basil, rosemary, thyme, bit of flat leaf parsley, hopefully there'll be more parsley coming up here, chives, sage. Just take it from the outside here, and that way it'll just stay as a bit of a hedge. More thyme. Along here in these beds I've put in some tomatoes, and that's either zucchini or cucumber. So there'll be a few of those growing, hopefully, if they survive this heat. As you know, up the front here there's some eggplants going. Pretty young at the moment, but hopefully you'll get some fruit off those. Not much happening in these garden beds up the front here, mainly because the sun's been so intense, you know, with the stones and everything. It's been difficult to get things going. If you have a look under the canopy here, there's a few star fruit. I saw these flowering the other day, so hopefully these will produce some fruit while I'm away. And a few other things hidden in here that's worth checking. Down on the ground we've got some turmeric. Okay, so that's ready to harvest once it dies back, so it's still got a little way to go, but might be ready. There may be a few citrus, but not a particularly good year. They don't seem to be coping too well. I'm actually going to move these. Obviously spring onions, bit of greenery, some pineapples that'll probably take way too long, more pepinos down here, and beetroot, so a bit of beetroot left, some tomatoes. This is kangkong. So you can eat the leaves fresh in a salad or something like that, or you can steam them. The chickens really love this, so if you can see there's quite a lot growing in this bed here just in water. So you know, if you take it from this end and just feed it to the chickens or feed it to the fish, they'll be happy. If you can find a use for any go-and-go, there's lots of it here. So it's like ginger, so you just sort of harvest it from the outside. Some more kangkong, and obviously the fish tank. Tomatoes, which you may or may not get happening before I come back. Now, something that you will need to harvest before I get back is these tamarillos. Okay, so there's quite a few of those. You can see a few of them are starting to go yellow now. Okay, up here. So I think this might be a yellow tamarillo. I'm not absolutely sure though. So they're ripe when they sort of turn a yellowy orangey colour. There is another tamarillo down here. This one's in fruit as well, and again you'll need to harvest those. But that's a red tamarillo. Oh, by the way, that's Dixie. Hello, Dixie. She's actually my neighbour's dog, but she likes to get up on there and get in the cool, I think, on top of the chook shed. I don't mind because it gets a bit of dog scent around, which discourages foxes and things like that. And she's a friendly dog, she doesn't get down off there, she just stays up on top. So there's more herbs here. These are different ones, sorrel and obviously bay leaves and things like that. There's a bit of cardamom in there, but they don't actually produce the seeds in this climate. If you get any sunburn or anything like that, there's obviously some of the aloe vera here, and then more ginger and turmeric and stuff like that underneath this canopy. These are fruiting trees as well, all these other ones, but I'm not sure, they haven't fruited yet, so it might be a few more years before I get anything out of those. And there's other stuff in the back there. Okay, I'll show you down the back a bit later. I'll just quickly go through the aquaponics, and then we'll go down and look at the chickens. So one thing I do with the aquaponics is just check that the water is actually flowing. So up the top here, you'll see there's this thing I've put in to take some of the nutrients from the worm farm, but it actually shows you when the beds are flooding and draining, so it sort of goes up and down. Okay, so if you see this up the top here, and then later it sort of is down the bottom, it's working perfectly. If it's not, well, there's probably not much you can do about it, but it just means that probably one of the pumps either isn't working or the auto siphon's playing up again. More parsley under here. Those are ground apples, but they probably won't be ready to harvest before I get back. Oh, and there's some lemongrass in the back there as well. Okay, so if everything works properly, you should occasionally see water come shooting out of here, and that just tells you that the flood and drain system's working all right in the beds. The main thing with the aquaponics is just to sort of see that water's circulating around in the fish tank. So you can see here, or you can hear hopefully, water spraying through there. So there's a couple of pipes, this one here, these clear pipes, and this one here, and they should have water flowing through them and into the fish tank. And the water goes into the fish tank and then comes back out into the sump here, and the sump should also have water in it. It's a bit low at the moment, but if it hasn't, it's a good idea to top it up. So at the moment it's at that level. I'm going to fill it up to there before I go. So if it's sort of down around where it is now, down the bottom here, definitely top it up for me if you could. I'm going to try and put in a connection to automatically top it up, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so feeding the fish food is just around here. So I might see if I can find a scoop and put a scoop in here for you, but I usually just get 2 or 3 handfuls. And what I do is I keep putting it in. You can see the fish there are coming up and grabbing the food. I keep putting handfuls in until they sort of lose interest a bit. It usually takes probably 3 handfuls, and they'll start to lose interest, and I stop feeding them then. So just feed them so that they're happy, and they're not as active. That way you're not overloading the system. The other thing I do with this kangkong that grows down over the top, I pull out some of the old stalks which have had all the leaves taken off them, and I just shove some of the new ones back in with leaves on, and the fish love it. They just chomp away at it. So it's kind of an automatic feeder, if you like. Okay, only other thing I'll show you up the front here, I've got this automatic timer here just to water the plants up the front, and it'll probably be connected to the fish tank as well, or to the sump to top that up. But I'm a little bit paranoid about it because you've got to leave the tap on, so it may or may not be working when you get here. But if you see any obvious problems like water's pouring out somewhere, or you know, this seems to just be running all the time. It should only run once a week, so chances are you probably won't even see it or hear it working. It should be silent most of the time. But if it seems to be leaking, or you know, something's gone wrong, obviously just turn off the water for me. These are the plugs, obviously, for the aquaponics. Hello, Dixie. Okay, I don't know how quick this is. I might have to re-record it, but here's the chook pen, obviously. Check and see if there are any eggs here. Sometimes they don't fall through, so you might have to open up and just get them through. Those are plastic eggs in there at the moment, obviously, and those are the perches where the birds hang out. I've tried to automate things as much as possible so you don't have to turn the mulch or anything like that. If you want to give me scraps or anything like that, you can just chuck them in here. Just make sure these water containers are full, or at least there's, you know, plenty in there. If you're dropping back later, they don't have to be filled every time. And make sure there's some feed in the automatic feeder. If you are short on feed, there's plenty in here, and there's also spare pumps for the aquaponics. That might be a job for Lee, maybe, or I can explain it to you if anything goes seriously wrong, but hopefully it won't. There's a conventional water pump, an air pump, and a 12-volt pump. Okay, down the back here, you see the chickens in here. If you want to chuck any scraps in there for them to deep litter system. Down the back here, I don't know if you're going to get any pawpaws, but there's a stack of bananas. So you can see here, this bunch is really ready to go, so you could start harvesting this straight away. I'll leave it up to you guys what you want to do, whether you just want to take the whole thing and or just you know, cut off some hands and take them with you, but they'll ripen up in a couple of days. Probably not likely to be any fruit on any of these other big trees. There's another bunch of bananas just down here. Careful, there's also wasps here. And also dragon fruit. So there's a few dragon fruit on the way there, so please use those, because otherwise the bats will just get them. When they turn red, like everything else, they're ready to harvest. Yeah, so enjoy. I'm hoping you can get plenty of produce. I don't know whether you're going to get much in the way of eggs, but one of the chickens, that one there, is laying at the moment. So keep an eye out for a few eggs at least each time. Thanks.